First and foremost, we needed to understand the South African situation. Less than 30% of workforce is organized under trade union movement. Less than 30%. Now, my experience is that there is nothing difficult to bring employers and employees together to agree about a common goal. The problem we are having at the present moment in South Africa, for instance, when leaders of the different components disagree with others, they attack one another as if they are not citizens of the one country. Character assassination is the order of the day here in South Africa. When leaders of the labor movement are taking leaders of the business, it's as if they are not going to sit around the table the following morning. As well as government, leaders of the political parties, when they attack either business, it will be as if they are not going to sit around the table. Now, business will always take a narrow defense. One, if you do this, this is what is going to happen. You scared the investors in our country, which is problematic, rather than to deal directly with the problem. Now, we are South Africans, all of us here. Unless and when we agreed that this country, South Africa, it's our country and it's our responsibility to make sure that we develop it equally and undivided. If we can agree about that, we will have differences, because you can imagine if one day all of us here, we can agree about all ideas, we won't be a society. So, to me, what is important is not about sitting around the table negotiating. It's about the leaders of the business, the leaders of the organized labor, to understand one another and to understand what is the interest of the country first. And then if we can agree about what is the interest of the country first, then others will follow. We are not going to have problems about agreeing about other things. I will make a typical example, for instance. If it wasn't because of leaders of labor and the leaders of business in early 90s, a company called Harmony wouldn't be in existence. The company Harmony existed because of Peter Flack, Bernard Swanepoel. Bernard Swanepoel came to the National Union of Mineworkers head office and said, Randmine would like to close all the shafts in Virginia. If you, labor, NUM in particular, can agree with us that we will buy all those shafts, but we are not going to agree with you to get a 2-digit wage increase. And we will only be able to give 3.5% wage increase. You will save out of 35,000 jobs, you will save 27,000, rather than to close all those shafts and lose 35,000 employees at all. What was the problem? The problem ultimately, it was within the union. How will you be able to convince 35,000 employees to accept 3.5%, while their colleagues around accepted 13%? You see? Then the leadership of NUM by then took upon themselves that it's their responsibility to convince their members. And those shafts are still in existence up to today. Now, you need the leaders who will be able to understand one another, who will put the interests of the country before them. So, to answer your question, yes, there is a possibility between employers and employees, organized labor, to agree about the issues.